Recording started. Let's go see what the hell this. There's a free roaming mode? What the hell is this? New game. I don't know what this is. Supposedly, it looks like a murder mystery. I guess we'll find out. Choose the investigation. Ooh. There's a connection. Randomly pick an unsolved. Well, I guess we'll do the judge. Because I don't know what's going on here. Money will be easy to get by. Investigation will be easier. Every action will take less time for a chiller experience. The way Night Call was designed. Money tighter. Investigation harder. Action costs more time. Challenge. The way it was designed. Why the fuck not? I feel like my face is too in color for this game. Black Muffin Studio. I appreciate that studio name. It's a fun studio name. A game by those people. In collaboration with those people. Oh, why does this look awful? Taxi Parisian. Parisian? Parisian. Smoking's bad for your health. Get it? That's irony. Or hypocrisy? I'm not sure. Night Call. Doctor. Here? Sir, can you hear me? Or do I need to speak up? I'm not sure I understand. Once you'd be comfortable, you can always change your mind. The voice is female, husky and worn. And you find it deeply comforting. Do you want me to speak in a normal, medium, or loud voice? It's fine. She takes a deep breath. You just spent 2 weeks in a coma. The word bounces around your head. You need a moment to understand its meaning. Coma? Word scratches along your throat. Yes, you were the victim of an assault. The word resonates in your head. Victim. You are aware a serial killer is currently on the loose in Paris. You feel the contents of your contents of your stomach crawling up your throat. The judge, as the police call the killer, assaulted you. The bullet touched your liver and in most circumstances would have been fatal. You can live with it. Your liver regrows. When it chose to put you in an induced, her voice becomes more distant, fades. You taste bile at the back of your mouth. Your head is burning. You hear a whistle in one ear. Your fingers move to your wound. Underneath the bandages, you can feel hard skin. It is incredibly painful. I'm sorry? Did they catch the judge? No. What about my passenger? He was dead before you even got out of your cab. The doctor's silent for a second, a very awkward second. She hesitates. The police would like to see you as soon as possible to ask you some questions. After all, you're the only one who survived the judge. Noise in the hallway attracts your attention. You try to turn your head to no avail. You need to rest. She leaves the room. Her voice resonates in the hallway. I don't care. He's the only witness. Another female voice joins in, a strong authoritarian tone. You can't clearly make up what she's saying. A strange feeling washes over you. It's not pain, not fatigue, some odd combination of the two. Yeah. Before being in this hospital room, you'd never realize that anger was made up of a combination of pain and exhaustion. Anger. A feeling you know all too well. I do. I really do. ... Days go by, and a month later. Night 1. Well, look, I've got a bit of a problem. A real problem, that is. You have a pounding headache. It's your first night behind the wheel since the attack. Are you listening to me? You catch your boss's eye in the rearview mirror. Yeah. Stares at you for a second or two without speaking. Sometimes I wonder what goes on inside your head. You always seem so far away. I'm listening. Okay, okay. Watches you closely, trying to make out what's going on in your head. No, but you know I'm worried about you, don't you? I know. You're like a son to me, you know? I know. And you know he's about to tell you the story, and you know he's about to sort of attack the fleet again. When my father died and left me the store, I could have sold it. I could have retired, gone back to the old country. Interrupt him. You preferred starting your own company and hiring the local guys. Your boss smiles. He knows he's told you the story a million times. And that's why I've got 45 guys like you working for me. His hands flutter in the air. Hannah with the 3-month subscription. Thank you. Thank you, Hannah. Oh, none of them are any match for you. He smiles. His voice suddenly takes a serious note. Do you want me to go over everything again? He points to the equipment on the dashboard, the meter, the GPS. You haven't been in a taxi for weeks. Maybe you do need a little refresher. Sure. Tutorial. Well, first the map. You spot a potential customers and try to guess where they'll be going. Then you decide. When a customer orders a taxi, if there's no one else around, you have to go pick them up. He shrugs. That's the way it goes. It's business. No problem. The other fares, you look at the map and decide whether you want or not you want to take them. And then you drive. He flashes a quick mechanical smile. You know it well. When he talks about work, he talks about work. That's all. When your shift is over, we do the numbers and... That's all. Pretty simple. There's no reason why you can't do it. Oh, right. No overtime. We're in France here and there are rules, regulations. You might not see it that way, but no one likes having a driver who hasn't slept for 24 hours. Something's been bothering him since he got in the cab. Anyhow, you know the ropes. You get it. I know you're going to do a good job. What's the matter? Your boss keeps quiet for a while as if he's hesitant to speak, and then... I don't think it's a good idea. You shouldn't be driving. The murderer is still out there, and we think he's going to come back. For you. He doesn't know who I am. He could have seen your face. Police aren't positive he didn't. He attacked me from behind. The police are positive he didn't. He attacked me from behind. I fell to the ground, then he took off. Silence. Your eyes lock. He holds your gaze. He wants to believe you, to be on your side. He looks away. Anyway, I'll let you get back to work. Is this the game sound? Is there something else playing music, or is this a soundtrack to the game? Is this the game soundtrack? This is weirdly upbeat for what's going on in this game. Every minute spent in your taxi is a minute lost. He gives you a smile, half ironic, half serious. Good night. Same to you, and good luck. Spent the rest of the night dealing with problems and drivers. You wonder how and when the guy ever gets any sleep. Your boss opens the door and exits the cab. You watch him cross the street and enter the fleet garage. When do I get to do something? A group of colleagues are milling about. Taxis are coming and going. They all ignore you, consciously or unconsciously. You are branded. You sit there a moment and turn the key in the ignition. The hum of the engine sends a tingle down your spine. Kinky. It's impossible to describe how you miss that feeling. It's back to the night shift. Back to life. Despite the attack. Despite it all. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we'll go here. Sure. This one, I guess. Vroom. Shore Prevert. Yeah, all right, sure, whatever. You pull up to a local police station to pick up your next passenger. She comes out from under an archway, visibly frightened. She slips into the back seat of the cab and gives you her address near Montparnasse. I'm not French. I'm a dumb American. I don't know how to pronounce this shit. You glance at her in the rearview mirror and notice how she is dressed. Did they treat you well? Your passenger is reluctant to answer. You start the cab. Treat me well. Her voice is clear, light, and pleasant. It reminds you of a bubbling stream. The cops, were they nice to you? The police, yes, very nice. She points to the car radio. Could I listen to the radio? You nod. Which station? My wallet was stolen. She pauses and fixes her eyes on you. You freeze. I have money for the fare. Okay. The passenger senses your surprise. Just wanted to tell you I could pay. She looks down. What kind of music? Excuse me? Radio. What kind of music should I put on? Classical? Woman shakes her head. No, could you turn it to 89.4? You hold the button down until you get to the station. On 89.4, there's nothing but static. Are you sure that... A hint of a smile plays across her mouth, faint, but a smile even so. She waits a second or two before answering. Can you hear it? You lean forward slightly, closer to the radio. Behind the sounds of electric sputtering, there's something else. A shifting sound. It sounds like... shifting waves, I guess? Passenger looks up. That's right. There are waves in the background. Achievement, you heard something on Shores Ghost Station. Okay. Her voice is almost inaudible. It's perfectly natural, sir. Her sir gives you a start. It's the frequency that causes it. It vibrates. It's constantly dancing about, pulled by all the incredible forces surrounding us. Most people listen to the music, to the news. As for me, when I work, I like to listen to isolated frequencies like these. They're broadcast, but no one hears them. Proof that we exist. She smiles at you. They're getting close to the passenger's address now. So you listen to frequencies. Yep, I grew up with them. They help me fall asleep. She's adopted a warmer tone, more trusting too. I listened to them as a young girl. Start hearing a faint hint of an accent in her voice. Every frequency has its own music, and every music its own frequency. Client suddenly straightens up and points to the radio. It's beautiful, so incredibly beautiful. Listen. You listen. You only hear static at first, and then, little by little, like a distant figure, music takes shape and slips softly into your ears. Beautiful, isn't it? Me, they were ghosts, and that's why I studied science and later mathematics. I wanted to know why. You pull over. She gets fare ready while you slowly turn up the radio. Beneath the layer of interference, someone is speaking, like the voice of a child. Thank you. You emerge from your trance and take the fare. Your passenger exits the cab and walks away without a word. Oh, this is going to be a terrible stream game, isn't it? You sit there immersed in the sound of the radio a while longer. It has a soothing effect on you. You start the engine and drive away. I got 20 bucks. Euros? 18 euros. What the hell is that? Is that a monkey? I want to go take the monkey cab. Out of the corner, you see two bums in the alleyway. It looks like they're fighting. You think about Hervé. That's a 30 euro fare. Sure. Whatever. Ah, shit, man. Next passenger's holding a bow, which he inadvertently pokes in his eye while getting into the taxi. He leaps into the back seat and looks at you with a lost expression on his face. I'm supposed to be at the Gambetta bus station in less than 15 minutes. Your seatbelt. You run the first red light you come across. With a little luck, you'll get this kid to the bus. You see him moping behind you. Shit, was it really that hard to be on time, bro? You shit stain, you can't miss the bus. You just can't, man. Everything okay? Yeah, okay, this might sound a little crazy, but what do you think of my Gravia outfit? Gravia? It's a race and a game. The bow, the helmet, the armor, you know, all that shit. It's a costume? A cosplay, not a costume. It's serious business. He sighs and droops his head. Shit, all this for a chick. I'm so into her, I even started playing her favorite game, Lost Legend 5, to make her like me, but I look like a moron. He looks at the time on the meter. Chill out, man. You ever done anything like this for a chick? Oh, yeah, I definitely did some stupid stuff, much stupider than dressing up. It's not dressing up, it's a cosplay. He turns his bow over. This cosplay is for a convention? Yeah, in Belgium, there'll be thousands of cosplayers. It's pretty legit. Will there be lots of graviers? Gravias. No, I don't think so. They're popular, but the costume is daring. You've got to flash your abs at everyone all weekend. Good luck with that. Glances at the meter. Are we almost there? Right about now. You park in front of the bus station. Your passenger pays his fare and pockets his change. Hey, thanks. It's at the cab. His bow gets caught in the door and snaps back in his eye. Jesus fucking, that shit's dangerous. Second later, he's running for his bus. His bow slung across his back. All right, that was an event. The door suddenly opens and a woman gets into the back seat. Having a good night? For a second, you freeze. It's one of the cops working on the judge's case. She grins at you. Her voice creaks. You remember seeing her at the hospital. Something already bothered you about her there. You know, it's actually pretty crazy. For weeks, I've been saying to myself, there's something off about you. Something not so nice. I dug around, mulled it over, bugged all my fellow cops about it because I was sure you lied to us. Just let her keep going. She has a cold sneer on her face. I'm going to be frank with you. Can I still be me? What's my name? I don't remember. She leans over to you. I don't think you're the judge. Nah, I just can't picture it. She squints like she's trying to make you out from far away. Like you'd have gone to the extent of hurting yourself. Yeah, between us, it's a bit of a stretch. She stares at you. But not enough of a stretch for my stretch for my chief to stop going on and on about you. Seriously, he talks about you all the time. If I didn't know better, I'd think he had a crush on you. She smirks. No, I think he's more interested in your profile. In prison at 17. An icy chill fills your gut. And for murder, too. You open your mouth, but nothing comes out. Since you got out, you've kept a low profile, but you're lying about your name and address. I checked. It's normal, you'd say, if they get word of your time served, no loan for your permit, no lease for your car, meaning no second chance at life. Her voice becomes softer, almost warm. Personally like guys who want a second chance. No, I like guys who fight for a second chance. Basically, I like guys who are willing to work for me. I don't like this person. I don't like her. She leans forward, her shining cat-like eyes narrowing. My chief wants to go to the prosecutor with the first and last name, with evidence. Actually, knowing him, he's not so hot on evidence. So I'll give you info, victims, suspects, medical reports, some photos that are a bit... You have to be discreet. Keep it between you and me. Interrogate, ask questions, dig around. I'm not a cop. She shrugs. Don't worry, you're already keener than half the squad. And don't forget, I'm not asking you to make an arrest and deliver the killer wrapped up in a bow with a bow in front of the station, okay? You're no Batman. You're just here to get me more information. She rummages around in her pockets for what seems like forever. Here, take my card. I'll call you in 3-4 days just to check in. We'll chat. And I'll let you know if I have any new info. She takes on a didactic, paternalistic tone. Didactic, paternalistic. That's a string of words. Like she was giving you a list of recommendations for the 100th time. Don't get caught, don't get arrested. Also, I wouldn't recommend trying to leave Paris. I know what you look like and I know who your friends are. You can either be the solution or the problem. You are a horrible person. I have to go. If I have to, I'll check in on you know who. Her smile is biting. It reminds me, she know you've done time? Oh, my little dirtbag, you cover your tracks well. What if I refuse? If you refuse, simple, I turn you in. I'll send your picture to all of my friends in the media and every asshole in Paris. Your picture with your name on it, your real name. Anyone close to you will have their places searched. They'll be put under house arrest, spend nights in jail. Have any idea how tense things are with that fucker's trial underway? Come to think of it, your last names are almost the same. You could be brothers, actually. I'm nothing like that, son of a bitch. Let me tell you, with that face of yours in your handle, they'll welcome you with open arms. You have no right. I know we have no right. I want to catch this killer personally. I want to drag him to court, ruin his fucking life with a bang. I can't botch this case, and neither can you. You say nothing because fuck her. I don't like this bitch. He ripped open your gut. You saw your own insides. You were in a coma. Yeah, you have plenty of reasons to want to get back at him. Yeah, I think you're actually going to do what I tell you. You investigate, ask questions, listen to all the rumors, and you come up with a list of suspects. Lays your hand on the door handle and freezes. Oh, right. And don't get fired. Without this cab, you're worth nothing to me. Fucking bitch. Puts her hand up and you can hear the words behind it. This conversation never happened. I'll make sure you get more until tomorrow. I'll find a way. Until then, not a word to anyone. Door opens, squeaks, and slams shut. Sit alone for a while. Teeth clenched, dry-eyed, ears buzzing. Shit. On the back seat, the cop left a pile of papers. Shit. Key in the ignition, motor running, radio on, crackles, you turn it off and start driving. Talking to passengers might unlock new documents and clues for investigation. You'll find them back at your studio after your shift. 6 clues discovered, available in your room. A clue! A clue! The backgrounds in this game do not look good. At all. You take a second to enjoy the silence of your studio apartment. Nose. Itchy. Itchy nose. Outside, the city is slowly waking up. You can still hear the hum of the taxi buzzing in your ears. You throw the files Busset gave you on the table. On the wall, you hung up the big corkboard where you used to pin up photos of your nephews. They've been gone since you got out of... Your plan is simple. Jot down all the pieces of evidence and connect them to the suspects. The guilty party won't necessarily be the one with the most evidence against them, but the one with the most compelling evidence against them. It's like you're building a story about each suspect, trying to understand their motives, understand how he or she got into the situation. A bus goes by, making the walls shake. It's time to get moving on your investigation. Oh, okay. Killer case. Crime scene 1. New, okay. This keeps saying I've got clues, but I'm not looking at anything. New investigation location? Check the board. Oh. I thought I would have to do all this myself. Okay, what the hell? I wish I could actually look at some of this shit. Weapon is a rare gun used in the 70s. Killer's height is less than 1.80 m. Message on crime scene 2, you deserve this. Killer left message in chalk on the first 3 crime scenes. Time is up. Justice. Killer knew the victims or researched them. Victims killed with 1 bullet in the neck. No sign of violence for victim 4. Retired cop joined police in 1977, divorced from a judge. Homeless man. Got health at a Richtenden health scandal. Couple of arrests for breaking and entering. Well-known lawyer from St. Owen? I don't fucking know. Defender on the that word case. Defender of several molested kids in poor neighborhoods. Was a promising football player when he was 10. Medical examiner in Paris. Escaped from Argentina when she was young. Lost parents to the Argentinian junta. The process? What? Cop in Paris. Dad was a cop. Financial affairs. Died 2 years ago. Mom got health issues after a Richtiden health scandal. Gay in a relationship. Never discloses information at work. Okay. Oh, I can move this stuff around. I don't know what all these are for. Okay. Is there anything else I can do here? I guess not. Are these the only suspects? Do I do anything with this? Oh, that's end night. Screw it, end night, because I don't know what else to do here. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You open the sofa bed and lie down. The events of the day run through your head. Streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. Your body aches and you are in pain. You can tell you need to get more sleep. You glance at your investigation board. It looks awfully empty. And are you sure this is the best? It's too soon to say. Shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. Suddenly, you're asleep. All right. Well, that's something. You open one eye. It's pitch black outside. Time for work. You get up quickly. A few minutes later, you're outside your studio. Night 2. Is that a cat? Am I? Oh, wow. There's a... I'm gonna go pick up the cat. Wait, can I listen to the radio? You're trying to find something to listen to. Should be about time for Top News Tonight, one of those call-in shows. Sure. Happen upon the nighttime news. In a vox pop about the judge, bystander brings up the fact that police still not arrested the homeless man seen near the crime scene. Raise an eyebrow, you didn't know that. As soon as the news is over, so the cab is silent again. All right. Oh, I missed the cat. Oh, no. I don't know what this is. But let's go see what this is. I didn't think turning the radio on would take up so... Drive and listen to the radio at the same time, you dumbass. Park a few streets away from the Argentinian embassy. You that wait there for your contact. Sai seems so odd to have a contact. So excessive. The guy is one of your regulars, poker buddies, a night watchman at the embassy. Get out of your taxi and walk towards the big metal gate. Clean lines, early 20th century, maybe. Lots of wrought iron. Gates open and someone moves towards you. They indicate you should follow them. The person's face is hidden by an oversized hoodie. Your heart starts beating faster. What if it was... follow. You walk into a narrow covered passageway, probably the entrance to the parking garage. Man turns around and lights up a cigarette. The lighter lights up his face for a second. Young man with curly hair, pale skin. He looks young, very young. That'll be 250 euros. Is it worth it? I got as much as I could. You want information on Gorodischer? I got info on Gorodischer. Can I bargain? His accident. 20. I can, if someone, they'll fire me on the spot. All right, sure. Take my money. And you hope the intel is good. Listen up, because I'm not going to say it twice. Gorodischer is definitely a colonel from the junta, one of the few who wasn't arrested and put on trial. He is responsible for torturing dozens of political opponents. He tortured and killed them. We know we don't like him much here. You know we don't, but the rich Argentinians in Paris love him. They really respect him. Respected him. Difference doesn't seem important to him. Yeah, if it makes you happy. There's one last thing. Read in the newspaper that the killer wrote a message in chalk. Time's up. It was a slogan at the end of the junta. Sort of watchword for the opponents. It was time for them to go. You get it? You nod. A second later, you're back in your taxi with a hole in your wallet but new information on one of the victims. If you follow this lead, maybe your investigation will move forward. Start your car and get back to your shift. Cat! No newspaper available. Go pick up the cat. Krauke. $13, sure. Pull up the side. You have discovered 2% of the Passadex. The fuck is a Passadex? You pull up the sidewalk and wait for your passenger. Since it looks like a no-show, you get out of the cab after a minute or two to smoke a cigarette. Not much going on in this small town in the suburbs. There's a few apartments that still have lights on. Sweet scent hangs in the air. Eventually, you stub out your cigarette and get back into the car. You jump, startled. A cat has managed to slip into the cab. Sitting on the back seat, staring at you intently. You sit there for a moment, considering whether or not to shoo it away. Just as you're about to wave your hand, the cat shifts positions and a slip of paper falls from its collar. Pick up the paper. You pick up the piece of paper and unfold it. A fragment of a map of Paris, the Saint Lazare train station. You turn your eyes slowly to the cat. He seems to be expecting an answer. Are you going somewhere? The cat tilts its head to the side as if to say yes. You want to go to Saint Lazare? Tilts its head again. Are you a dog? Cat slowly nods its head no. Your hands clutch the wheel tightly. The hell is going on? Turn around to face the cat. Okay, I'll take you. Okay, fine. Start talking to yourself in low tones as if to balance the conversation. Normal? This is all perfectly normal. Start the cab, but cast a glance at the cat behind you. You're the one who ordered the cab? Start to laugh. A few minutes go by, you try to break the ice. Simple questions are probably best. Everything okay? Either yes or no, more of a plaintive meow. Are you meeting someone? No, that's not it. Cat is staring at you. The conversation seems to bore him. You seem to be well fed. Pretty strange, I must say. Did someone hurt you? Plaintive meow. You sigh. Your owner? Another meow, but longer and deeper, more heartfelt. Nod your head. What happened? Was it a man? No answer. A woman? Was she mean to you? Cat seems to be uncertain. Was she not around for you? Cat doesn't understand. Is your owner never home? You're bored. You want to spend more time playing? Cats would roll their eyes. He would have. She's overly affectionate. A string of insistent meows. Touche. That's it. She is too affectionate. That's why you're running away? Cat is watching you with a steady eye. You're sure you're on the right track. Better be careful with people like that. They suffocate you before you even know it. You nod your head. But you ran away. I meet lots of people like you. Stop short, but you are just a cat. You roll your eyes. Behind you, the cat lets out a quiet, reassuring meow. Go on. What I mean is, well, we don't even know we're in a cage. We prefer not to think about it. We're never fully aware of it. You look at the cat. I must be crazy talking to a... You shake your head. You point to a light in the distance. There's Saint Lazare. We'll be there soon. A few yards later, you stop at the drop-off area in front of the station. First train doesn't leave for another hour. Where are you going? Cat stares at you without making a noise. Let me guess. Saint Lazare. If you're going to the suburbs of Paris, you wouldn't have needed to come into town. So somewhere in the northwest of France. Normandy. Somewhere by the sea? Meow's short sound probably a yes, a very hungry yes. For the fish, I guess. You check the time on the dashboard. It's time to go to get a real customer. Try not to think too much about the situation you're in, and you hope that no one sees you talking to a cat. Still got time to go. Just start saying the names of the city, and you meow when you hit the right one. You start the list of cities in Normandy. Cat doesn't move a muscle. Cherbourg. Cat looks up. So it's Cherbourg. Getting close. Saint Malo. Still nothing. Got it. Deauville. Meow of delight. You're smiling too. All of a sudden, you're exhausted. Okay, come on. Time to say goodbye. Get out of the cab and open the back door. Bill has appeared on the seat next to the cat. It is enough for the fare and more. Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you? I won't ask where it came from. Smile and lean over to pet the cat. Leaps out of the car and darts between your legs. You just make out its shape dashing up the flight of stairs and slipping between the bars of a gate. Get back in the car. But at chat, you drove Croaky to St. Lazare Station. You look at yourself in the rearview mirror. Your features are heavy with fatigue. Your right eyelid is twitching. As you start the car, you remember you're allergic to cats, but you haven't sneezed once. You pull out of the station. A 14-cent tip. That bitch cat. Let's go get this dude who looks like a fat Finn Balor. Missed the last train. I'm going to St. Quentin. Sure, whatever. You pull up the sidewalk and pick up the passenger who ordered a cab. You can just make him out, surrounded by 5 or 6 cops, and all too familiar scene. Every so often, the low, ominous tones of an officer's voice makes it to your ear. The circle of cops break up. You see your passenger. He heads over to the cab and gets in. He slams the door and lets rip. Motherfucking cops. Gives you his address and you start the car. Passenger stares out the window at the passing road as if to calm himself. You take a quick look in the rearview mirror. Everything all right? Yeah, sure. They're afraid to lay a finger on us nowadays. Don't want to get blown up. An ironic half smile appears on your face, then immediately disappears. He knows a bad joke appears on his bad joke when he hears one. What a fucking pain in the ass. Can't go out without getting screwed by each and every one of those son of a bitches. If you're not wearing a goddamn beret, if you happen to be wearing sweatpants, then yeah, right, you're a fucking hood. Smirks wryly and raises his voice an octave. Your papers, please. He sighs, his voice back to normal. Yeah, sure, shove your aunt's cock up your friggin' ass, buddy. Always the same old thing, innit? Passenger looks at you and lets out a bitter laugh. Say that again, even the Arabs treat us like shit when they're wearing a uniform. A smo smile spreads over his face. And you know what's worse? He pulls a paper achievement. He was reading the Count of Okay, cool. They wouldn't believe it was my book. He returns it to his pocket right away. For a second, you wonder if you imagined it. First thing they asked me was where I had stolen it. You know, like there's no way I could own a book. Then the bastards took the book and flipped through it, every single page. Make sure I wasn't hiding anything, like hash or some shit. He flinches, something in his features breaks, a crack has appeared. He's not trying to show up, but you see what's going on. You can't help it, the inner struggle, the humiliation, the sense of shame. It's just a book. Do you like it? He looks up. Yeah, it's kind of like a revenge story, like all the Hollywood movies we download so we don't have to pay for a ticket. This guy knows what's up, in this case in particular. Kinda racist, otherwise. Except that it takes place 200 years ago. And yeah, it's good. Really sucks what happens to the hero guy. He spends the whole book planning his revenge big time. The guy's pretty messed up. Catches your eye in the rearview mirror. He realizes he's not all worked up anymore. It's my girlfriend who gave it to me. What else did she recommend? Well, believe me, man, it was pretty rough at first. First, she got me to read this book, Pride and something or other, some English book, Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, that's it. You read it too? I saw the movie a long time ago. They made a movie? Shit, I should have watched it. Didn't get through the whole thing, but she didn't mind. After she got me to read something by Balzac. And after The Count of Monte Cristo, she really wants me to read this book, Your Old Eyes, by some Belgian woman, I think, who my girlfriend says wrote a book about this Roman emperor and his boyfriend, and that it's really amazing. I better not get caught by the cops with that one in my pocket. Or by my friends, for that matter. I laugh. She forced me a little, and then I realized that Monte Cristo, he's one of us. In his story, it's a lot like what goes on today. But I introduced her to new stuff too. There are these texts, like rap lyrics she really likes. You should see her putting on a show and all, but the truth is she actually likes it. Same thing with reading, right? I mean, it had to be properly explained to me. I had to want to try it. I mean, that was it, man. I was on my way. He looks down. Something seems to be bothering him. The only thing is, my girlfriend, she's a cop. Pretty weird, huh? She's 37, gets me to read books for rich people, and she works for the local police. He gestures vaguely towards someplace behind him. I was just at her place now. Man, she's one hell of a woman. She drives me crazy. She's so... He doesn't finish the sentence. Pull up at the address given by your fare. He lets us sigh. You know, man, I don't know why the hell I just told you all of that. No worries. Must be a real bummer. All these guys telling you their life stories. Passenger passes you the money for the ride. Have to go. I punch in early tomorrow. Pauses, eyeing the time on the radio's LCD display. Or later on, I should say. A moment later, he vanishes into the night. These tips are terrible. All right, we go into this dude, or the go into young old Jeff Goldblum, or Knights Templar. Let's go. Let's go check out Mr. Wait, why are you glowing? You're glowing. Why are you glowing? I guess we got to go here because he's glowing. It's a $30 fare. Sure. Door opens. It's Hervé, a homeless man like hundreds of others in Paris. You've known each other for years, and every now and then he asks a favor of you to drive him someplace. As usual, he greets you quietly, though he always seems a little on edge. Hey, buddy, what's up, pup? It's a strange verbal tick that you've never really understood. You start the cab. Hervé seems pretty happy with himself today. In the rearview mirror, you watch him as he runs his tongue over his lips, as if mentally preparing for a good meal. He catches your eye and smiles. Sorry, I'm a bit out of it today. So I see. Just had a bad week, you know, a really bad week. Then yesterday... He hesitates as if he can't believe what he's about to say, like it's too good to be true. Lines around the corner of his eyes that shows real age crinkle slightly. Hervé gives a little laugh. Serious, man, I don't believe in God, you know? I don't believe in all that bullshit shit. It doesn't make any sense. Some guy with a beard up in the sky never got it, what people saw in him. Anyhow, God, none of us believe in him on the street. His eyes crinkle up at the corners again. I mean, we believe when the soup kitchen goes to the church. Yeah, sure, we believe in him then. Flashes his teeth and lets out a harsh, raspy laugh. A pause. So, yesterday? Yesterday? He's observing you. His eyes light up a solid... Oh yeah, yesterday. He's talking faster now, an incessant flow. I was starving, man. It was pretty bad. Toby and I had gone through all the garbage bins in the neighborhood. Toby, he's this German guy. He say he prefers France, that we're more generous here. Totally thought that said teabag. So I was starving. Hervé's eyes tear up, his voice drops off, a faraway look comes over him. A lengthy pause. Are you okay? He snaps out of it. Yeah, like I was saying that, yeah, I was starving. I was hanging out near the supermarket on Rue Remesat. Fancy neighborhood, but not too fancy. No cops. He gives you a wink. That's always a plus. And then there was like this guy I sometimes see around, a young guy, just like a kid. He comes out of his supermarket with his groceries, and before I even say a word, he hands me a can of cassoulet. Can of cassoulet as big as a beach ball. Hervé's face lights up. I didn't even know they made them that big. Hervé busts out laughing, his eyes wanders the back seat. Was it good? Delicious. He closes his eyes, raises his hand, and waggles his fingers. Love it when the cassoulet sausage is all mushy and it melts in your mouth. Don't even need to warm it up. Smile spreads over his face. Meat mash. He opens his eyes. Something out the window catches his eye. Hervé suddenly pats you on the shoulder. Hold on, wait. I'm going to go get out here if you don't mind mine. Park the cab as soon as you see an empty space. Thanks, man. He's looking out the window. Yeah, I think that's him. Everything all right? It is, definitely. It's time to settle a little something. Without another word, he opens the door and gets out. This time, I'm going to get him. A moment later, he vanishes into a dark alley. Sit there a minute. I scan the dark, narrow street, which can't make anything out. Then something moves in the distance. A silhouette. Probably Hervé, now to run. The form darts under a street lamp. It is Hervé, holding something in his hand. Immediately vanishes from sight. You sit there a minute, and then you switch on the ignition and pull out of the parking space. Oh, dick. We're gonna go pick up Santa, I guess. Bitch didn't pay. We'll drive Santa around. Your next passenger smells like beer. No, it's even worse. It's like every single fiber of his Santa suit has been soaking in a keg. Come on, dash away. His breath is 96% brandy. Your eyes are starting to sting. I've parked somewhere near the Champs-Élysées on shit. Name of the street is Impasse. It'll come back to me. Go ahead, drive. Start driving. Wonder how to ask your passenger if he has enough money to cover fare. Can't quite make out what he's saying. Christmas is over, so why is he still dressed up? You have a nice evening? Fabulous. Smile spreads across his face, and I really needed it. He's confiding in you. After working my ass off all year long, I like to hit my favorite pubs. I get monumentally wasted. He guffaws. You're in Paris, there's a bunch of bistros perfect for such an occasion. No one talks to you, and they have white wine so dry it eats away the inside of your mouth. And so many different types of brandy. Pear brandy, cognac. His eyes closes in delight. Sometimes there are just one eeny weeny beer to cleanse the palate. He's almost whispering. Okay, it's usually not one of them fancy microbrews there. He jumps. Oops, but don't tell anyone, okay? Just imagine if people found out Santa Claus thought the beer here tasted like piss. It's just can't say anything anymore. With all the trouble I go to, people just leave me the fuck alone. All those fair weather activists, they still want their snot-nosed miracles to get the latest stupid toy. Wait, speaking of snot-nosed kids, what is it with this manure pile of a new generation? 50 years back, you could give a kid a book and he'd go on about it his whole life all starry-eyed. But today's little whiners, what an eyesore. Fucking hell. They want to have it all, but they don't like anything. They all have GSMs when they're 8. Those things cost a whole month's wages. How can you possibly make them happy after that? How? Staring at you, waiting for you to answer. No idea. At least you're honest enough to say you don't know, and I appreciate your honesty. Closes his eyes like he's taking a moment's rest. You want me to tell you what they really want? What kids these days are machine guns and dolls whose hair you can fix. Seems to have calmed down for a second, but it was just an illusion. Speaking of which, both girls and boys like those dolls whose hair you can fix. He twitches his mustache in silence. Back when I still made toys for kids, I can tell you they couldn't care less about them. Couldn't give a damn. They just wanted to have fun, play, laugh, forget their parents were losers. Leans over you, rife with anger. Fuck, that's a real problem. I'm telling you, parents are losers, idiots. Putting kids into this world, those guys haven't got a clue. Am I right or am I right? I mean, have you seen the state of the ice cap these days? Have you? Huh? Because there's not much of it left. He pauses. Now, I can't say it's all bad. I don't have as many polar bears coming into my yard. Damn nasty beasts. Vicious, mean, not sad to be rid of them. Heaves a long sigh through his beard. Before, things were different. Tears form at the corners of his eyes. Shit, I can't talk about the past without crying like a little girl. Throws you a sideways glance. No need to stare. You don't even have time to react, and he starts back into his rant. I remember you, you know. Tell the truth, I remember everyone. Every single person. You were an angry one. So terribly angry. And your letters, your handwriting, holy fuck were they hell to decipher. Don't worry though, the elves handle all that for me. You could hear a hint of disgust in his voice when he brought up the elves. Otherwise, I wouldn't have time to do nothing. Yeah, you were just furious. It's like someone punched you in the stomach. Your brother was giving you hell. Someone wrenching your gut. Man, what in... Suddenly thinks something and stops talking. His gaze wanders outside. Yeah, anyway, let's talk about something else. How do you know all that? Still don't get who I am? Look, kid, I'm not going to spell it out for you. Something tells you me you'd rather avoid the subject. This is a little something called jail. Another punch to the stomach. So there's your Christmas present. We're not going to talk about it. He smiles. Wait, I think I'm almost there. Slow it down a bit, kid. Searches outside for... what are we looking for? We're looking for my sleigh, kid. What else? It shouldn't be hard to spot. There's a sleigh with a couple half dozen reindeer. I'm sure it's like in an alleyway somewhere. Oh, right over there. Turn right. You obey and go up a street you were on a few seconds before. A few meters down, your passenger stifles a yelp. Oh shit, it was right here. Drive around the block. Passenger is mumbling. Gonna have to get one of those thingamajigs GPSs. It'd help me find my sleigh more easily. Eventually pull over in an alley, no light, viewing with the office building, some trash cans that haven't been emptied for days. Kid, sorry about before. Didn't mean, to bring up any sore points. Pays his fare. Watch your back, kid. Gets out and slams the door. Slips on a wet sidewalk, grabs onto a street lamp with a heavy and awkward step, clumps along the alley. Oh, stick around. Sit for a moment watching him. At the end of the alleyway, he starts rummaging through a pile of boxes, pushes a trash can on wheels aside, and disappears. Stay a bit longer. A few minutes go by and nothing. Turn the key and start driving again. Open the window, hoping to get rid of the alcohol fumes. Something tells you they'll stick around for a while. I just delivered Santa. You might have time. Just do one more. You wish you were far away from here. Really far away. Now we'll just go home. Vroom. How long have I been going? Almost an hour? I don't think I'll be able to keep doing this game. This is a terrible streaming game. You now know more about your clients. Check the Passadex menu for details. You have met Krauke. You drove Krauke to St. Lazare Station. You have met Cater. Cater taught you a very colorful insult. Yeah. The foot of your front door, just behind a drain pipe, you notice an envelope. It's thick and heavy. You can just make out your name written in thick black marker on the front. Your real name. Take a deep breath and go inside. In the envelope, you find more information just as Bessette promised. You lay them on the table. You look at the new evidence on the table. Take your while to read through everything carefully. Steps in the hallway, stop in front of your door, then move away. You sigh and get to work. Not enough time. Oh. All right. Okay, oh, jeez. Killer's height greater than 1.80 meters. What? Okay, we got you, blah, blah, wait, blah, 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 blah. You. This one's for everyone. Who cares? That one's for you. That one's for those guys. That one's also for you. You. All right. Not enough time. So we're just gonna end the night. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. Slowly open the sofa bed and lie down. Events of the day run through your head. Streets, passengers, faces, problems. Oh boy, lots of stuff going on. Radio. Happened on the same show. Woman calling herself Lady Monique. People tell about their problems, gives them advice. Liz also trying to figure out who the killer is. In the middle, happens every time. How much of a relief Charles Beaugrain's death was to her. He's a racist and a homophobe and was accused for years of having murdered a communist protester of Algerian descent. His death took a weight off her chest. Monique and a caller start butting heads. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go see what's going on up here. I don't know what else to do. I'm honestly might just change games because this is probably a terrible streaming game. From outside, the Montparnasse gun store looks like any other shop. Plain, discreet front window, sliding doors. And inside, they sell handguns, machine guns, knives, and even grenades. It's your first time here, but you've already had its owner in your cab. Store opens really early so that patrons can come and train at the shooting range. As you walk up to the counter, you hear the distant noise of gunshots on your feet. It's an unsettling experience. Can I help you? It's the owner speaking, an older woman with a hunchback. Selling weapons since the 70s. Cheeky Persian way. Okay. Ah, it's you. It's been ages. Come closer. Small talk. Eventually decide to go for it. I have a question for you about a weapon. Slide the photo of a shell. Where's this photo from? You doubt you can pull in the cops. And just how did you end up? I'm a private investigator now. On top of driving a cab. With the disruptive economy we're living in, it's not surprising you have to work 2 jobs. Give that to me. She practically rips the photo out of your hands. You give her as many details as you can. Shop doors open. Woman greets the owner. It creaks and the smell of gunpowder spreads through the shop. This doesn't fit with what you told me. The shell is in perfect shape. You told me the bullets are also completely clean. But it's old ammo, you can tell. There are no scratches, but there are a few oxidation stains and something to escape from her. It's from an old weapon, perfectly maintained by someone who knew what they were doing. In light of what you told me, belonged to a cop or a soldier, could be a family weapon. It was a police service weapon in the 70s. Either a cop held onto it or the guy you're looking for inherited it. That judge there, he's a pro. Or she, actually. I know lots of women shoot. I know give classes if you have any lady friends who are interested. Back in your cab. Glance back at the shop. You don't know how this woman knew that. Anyway, you start your taxi. You have what you need to move forward with your investigation. And a coupon for a class on shooting automatic weapons. Neat. Just going down the eyeballs. Police archives look like any other building in Paris. No sign, nothing to make it stand out, but this is where all the case files and criminal records are stored. You know the place well. For several months, you spent a lot of time with the woman who directs it. She was a regular passenger, calling upon you almost every night. First as a driver, and then you could see her shape from across the street. Try to prevent your brain from going there, but as a mind of its own, she's as beautiful as ever. You get out of the cab. Cross over the sidewalk on the other side. I'm not going to lie, I was surprised by your request. Lights a cigarette, cold, distant look about her. You know it's just a facade. You don't smoke anymore? You light a cigarette. First waft nicotine and gas from the lighter. Hand through her hair, wedding band, you're freezing. I'm sure you know I'm not allowed to give you this kind of information, but if what you said was true, then it's reaching for your side. You have anything for me? Yes, sorry, of course. Fished around, and the first 3 victims were not part of the data leak. Shit. Means the information about Besson, Beaugrain, and the Argentinian one, Gorodischer, came from someone who had access to their criminal records. That help? It was a cop or someone in the cop's family. You attempt to smile. Guess it's better than nothing. Moment of silence. Helena takes a drag of her cigarette like there's no tomorrow, paces a bit to warm up. You should come over sometime. What do you think? Gran, you and Helena used to sleep together when things with her husband weren't so good. That would not be a good idea. Turns her head away. Of course, I don't know why. Her hands are shaking. Last smile, she puts her cigarette out. You do the same. I've got to run. Need a taxi. Bruno is coming to pick me up. Good luck. Decided to cross the street, put some distance as quickly as possible. Smart man. When you get to your cab, you hear her saying something. She's yelling from across the street. Also, you should stop smoking. It's bad for your health. Get in your cab. Back to the shift that I have done no work for at all so far. Next eyeball. Park taxi across from stadium, a few meters from a 2-story building. Odd brick place, huge concrete behemoth. That is the Charlotte Stadium. Knock the door. Wait a few minutes. Lights come on. Door opens. Marco appears. Former taxi driver. Bit spacing different. Working at the stadium a few years. Well, shit. You're still alive. That's Marco. You like him. I mean, wow. So nice to see you. Even though he stole your wife. Come in, come in. You want something to drink? Oh, right. You stopped drinking. Cup of coffee? Sure. You follow him into his caretaker's home. Pretty nice, despite the mess and filth. Serves you a cup of coffee and sits down at the table. You follow suit. Only noise in the room is TV behind Marco. Before you came by, he was playing a soccer video game. Fans are singing and clapping their hands. So what have you been up to? I've been okay. Oh shit, I know you're right here. You got something to ask me. Let him stew for a minute. No, shit. Last time I helped you out, I lost my job. The answer is no. You have no choice and you know it. You owe me this much. I'm telling you, man, I love this job. It's so easy. I get to take care of the stadium that's empty 75% of the time. Stadium's going wild. Need information on Ronan Besson. Ronan, the coach got judge? The very one. He was a great guy. Everyone's torn up about it. Drink coffee. I hate it when you do that sort of thing. Seriously, it freaks me out. This is going to get back to me somehow. There were rumors. So some parents heard he was a little too hands-on with the kids a while back, if you get my drift, but no one ever looked into it. Was it true? I don't know nothing. A few months ago, Ronan cornered a kid, like, by the showers, you know what I mean? Kid stabbed him in the thigh with a pair of scissors and ran away. Kid's parents weren't sure whether they'd file a complaint. Club director brought Roman in and bam, 2 days later, he was murdered. Who else knows this? Not the kid? No one, I think. Well, maybe some other parents? Oh. You get up. One more thing. Ooh. Go through the no reaction until you mention Salim. Wait. Kid's parents, they knew a lawyer. He came 2 days before Ronan was killed. It was Salim Wadian, the same guy who was defending that terrorist. Did you meet him? Yeah, I ran into him. Didn't say anything, but he looked like a crazy man, like he'd just seen a ghost. Don't tell anyone you got this information, okay? Sips coffee. You can really be an ass sometimes. Yup! A vuvuzela noise. Oh. Gotta run. Every time I run into you, you jinx me. Every single time. Door, key, motor, back to work. Back to work that I've done no work for at all. More eyeballs. Horde of cop cars. Leave a taxi behind, walk towards the last victim's building. Charles Beaugrain Ferrer was killed in his parking garage. Large metal garage doors firmly closed. Look for another entrance. Walk around, back there, look at the main one, garage door and maintenance door for trash cans. Try the maintenance entrance. Hey, what are you doing? This is private property. Shines a flashlight in direction. I'm a journalist. A journalist? A story on the judge and his victims, including Mr. Beaugrain Ferrer. Sorry, but I'm not at liberty to tell you anything. I just need 2 minutes of your time. Trouble making out his face, but you can see his eyes bug out. Go, get out of here before I call the cops. Oh, dick. Well, that was pointless. I guess I'll go pick up this person then. Actually do my work for a bit. Wow, that's a long one. Next passenger has been crying. Stares at the floor and gives you an address in the nearby suburbs. It's the telephone ring, ringtone familiar. Pause. I'm on my way home now. Yes. Another pause. No, I took a taxi. Voice gets louder. Who's paying? Well, I am. I don't want to take the bus home tonight. Come on, lay off. New round of criticism. Can you just lay off? We'll talk about it when I get back. Ready to hang up? Yes, I'm here. Glances at you. There's no need to scream. I can hear you. I told you we'll talk about it when I get home. We're about to enter a tunnel. Oh, that was the driver saying we're going to be cut off. No, he seems normal. I said it's break. She hangs up. Thank you. You hear a ring, same tune as before. Decides not to answer. Sorry. I know that tune. It's Lacme by Leo Della Person. We gave a performance with this music. After hearing it so much, I just totally fell in love with it. Such an incredibly soft piece. And the opera it comes from, Priestess Lacme and one of her companions go to sense of love between the characters. Instead of the two women singing, the words are very similar. You sing? Dancer, classical jazz, other various combinations. Danced since I was a little girl. Been dancing even more these past few years. Love it. Did their own choreography, did a few scenes, did a show. Very exciting. Erase the tears. Things, by the way, I missed the last metro and didn't really want to go home. Waiting to have a long discussion about my future, sacrifices, cleaning woman in one of the fancy office buildings, failed bar exam. She thinks I'll end up as a cleaning woman at La Defense. She thinks I dance too much, thinks it's Lacme's fault. Mostly she thinks it's my fault. Huge sigh stares at nothing outside. Studied, worked hard, but didn't pass. Just don't believe in all that anymore. About to say might sound cliche, but I wanted to be a dancer, not a lawyer. Mother doesn't understand you must work to earn money in order to succeed. Sorry, I didn't mean to unload on you. Seemed like a pretentious little princess. Not at all. Thanks for lying. Not much farther. No. Stop being so self-centered. I have to pass this fucking exam. She has to pass the fucking exam. Is that anything like the casting couch? Clicks her stung. Mind you, she came to my Lockmate performance. She saw me dance when we left. It's kind of dumb, but she didn't say a single word. Think I've never felt prouder. Her silence spoke 1,000 words. I don't know why I said all that, but it felt really good. Thank you. Disappears. Got money. What is there? More eyeballs, or are those just the ones I've checked already? Those are just the ones I've checked already. This dude's glowing. That dude looks like John Morrison. Let's go to this glowing dude. Going to the St. Louis Hospital. Next passenger is your suspect, retired policeman. You could have, judging by his looks, you could have easily guessed. What? Hotel. Nod your head, start the engine. Same expression, same clothes. Some things never change. Looks grumpy in a bad mood. He's holding a cigarette between his fingers and has almost broken it several times. Tough morning? No more than usual. His tone makes it clear there's no room for discussion. You let it drop. Construction workers tearing down a storefront. Oh, say, are they finally taking that down? What was it before? When I first came to Parents, it was a thrift store. You could buy pants for there for just a few francs. Francs? Francs. Fuck if I know. But for years, it's been a sex shop. One of the first in Paris, actually. I think they filmed some famous movie there. He sighs. That was all before the internet. Now online. They're probably going to put in the cell phone shop or one of those that sells electronic cigarettes. Go figure. Passenger turns around, watches the buildings grow smaller as the taxi drives away. Surprised it stay open for so long. Means since that hostage situation, it must have attracted some shady fellas. The kind who like to jerk off where 2 cops got taken out. One of your cases? Yep, though at the time, I was only a measly lieutenant and just a snot-nosed kid. We got calls from the neighbors of the sex shop. They couldn't stand the noise anymore. Day and night, people going in and out. Most of the time they were quiet, but there were always noisy ones. And the booths weren't soundproof. After a few months, the woman upstairs knew all the films. There were some high society types there. The shop had a few films for gay people, for single women, the cream of the crop. Attention is caught by something outside. Okay, so anyway, one evening, one of the neighbors takes his daddy's rifle from its wall mount and goes outside. Fires a warning shot that breaks part of the front window, then goes in. Guy had bloodshot eyes and was foaming at the mouth. He demanded the owner close the shop immediately, said he wanted sleep to cleanse the earth of these perverts. The fellow was basically having a psychotic episode in front of about 15 clients. We got there about 10 p.m., evacuated the street, got the response team ready. Back then, it wasn't like it is today, you know, with helmets and tiny cameras and those little flying whatchamacallits. Drones? Passenger snaps his fingers. Yeah, that's it, drones. Yeah, so back then, they didn't have any of that stuff. The plan was just go in and take pot shots at everyone. My chief, great guy, taught me everything I know. Well, almost. Took the megaphone and started talking to the hostage taker. Told him he needed to let the civilians go or someone would get hurt and no one wanted anyone to get hurt. The hostage taker said, okay, let me see. I'll free the women first. Went back in, we got ready, put on our bulletproof vests, checked their weapons. Looked like we were getting ready for an old-style duel. What nobody knew was that there were 2 fellow cops inside already in the crowd. They were not interested in being released. Since the hostage situation started, they'd been trying to find a way to escape out the back. They were ashamed to be there. They said to themselves that they could approach the hostage taker and tell him they'd infiltrated the building before the police officially got there. But the guy with the rifle was not a newbie. He was a Boy Scout and his father had taught him how to fight. His father fought the Nazis. He wanted to fight the hippies. Classic. He could see the 2 cops were a bit worked up, were trying to speak in hushed voices, so he pulls one of them aside and decides to let him go. The policeman flounders. He asks the hostage taker to take one of the 4 women in the shop instead of him, but he won't have it. So there we were outside when all of a sudden out came Michael, the deputy chief of police. His shirt was untucked and he had this stupid look on his face. And then the guy behind me started to laugh. The hostage taker fired. First time in my life I saw a skull from the inside. Brains and blood strewn all over the sidewalk. I tossed my cookies. I mean, I'd only been on the force for 2 years, you understand? I wouldn't have wanted to change places with the guy behind me who was laughing. We never knew who it was. There were a lot of rumors. Even one saying it was me. But it wasn't. I didn't know Michael for starters. Well, not well anyway. Shrugs and falls silent again. How did it turn out? Badly. While we were all puking our guts out, the cop inside tried to be a hero. Tried to take down the perp and instead got lead pumped into his femoral artery and how shall I put this? Well, our brother spent 6 weeks in intensive care before he croaked. As for the hostage taker, I think he must be out of jail by now. A real psycho high on all sorts of pills. Not a pretty sight. They redid the sex shop after, and since then, anyone from the squad who came in always got a little discount. From the hospital, passenger pays. It's the least they could do when you think about it. I've never been myself. Actually, I avoided even going down that street, so I wouldn't have to think about that day again. It's almost like a bouquet of poppies, big red and black flowers. It's odd that I think of poppies, considering what they mean. Each flower is a symbol, has meaning, and I believe the poppy symbolizes peacefulness. I'd have to check. My ex-wife left me a book about it. Don't know why I held on to it. Yep. He sits up. All right, I'm off. Gets out of the car, walks to the hospital. Might have stopped, disappears in the hospital. Drive off. Got me some money. Let's go see what the hell this dude's on about. Driving along when a strange burnt smell suddenly fills the cab. Is it coming from outside? Park. You freeze. Something or someone is in your taxi. Woman's voice. I can't. I need a better signal. I'm here. I'm here. A young woman has appeared behind you. Don't shout. I'm afraid I'll lose the connection. I don't have much time. What the hell? Listen to me carefully. I come from the future, and you must know that you met... They're extremists, totally crazy. Some try to remotely... What? To burn them. Fires last for days. What the hell? You look surprised, but... Someone outside the cab. What, they're getting closer? Don't know if I can stay much longer. Just tell you one more thing. Got our hands on some newspapers from your time. Everything we read seemed trivial. Miss those debates, stories, editorials, the horoscopes. You wanted to tell me something? Yes. Crucial related to your investigation. Don't try to. I can't tell you much. Write down what I'm about to say. She disappears. She doesn't come back. Hello? Strange smell. Hospital smell. Pull over, I guess. Young woman's voice. I'm sorry. I can't come back. They're taking our antenna apart. Watch the files, not those RAS, the other ones. We had enough time to send you something. Don't know if it could be any help, but it's under the seat. Under the seat? Voice stops. Turn your eyes to the passenger seat. Put something under the seat. Car washed. If you had, look under the seat. You feel around. Happen upon a file folder. Thank you, Jay. Newspaper clipping. Article, a date 2 years from now. Read the clipping. No, fuck you, phone. Well, that was weird. That was real weird. Well, he's way the fuck up there. We'll go see what the hell Mr. Knights Templar wants. Bonk. Ho, my good friend, I need thee to ride forth. All right. Sure. Whatever. Passenger enters wearing a rather heavy-looking suit of armor. Plate metal clanks as he settles in. The horns seem dangerously close to the roof. Where goest thou, my lord? Ah, taketh me not for thy superior, for I beeth lord to none. Yea, I am thy humble servant, just as thou art mine. In sooth, since thou asketh, ride onward, my friend, to Notre Dame, that most noble of Catholic cathedrals. The jewel of the most magnificent city of Lutetia. Lutetia? In sooth, it's called Paris by the common people. Paris, that city of steel and stone. Noble stone. Okay. The world looking in awe at its wondrous face. All right. Well, then I pray thee to the forecourt of Notre Dame de Paris. Okay. Vibration. It says his sword makes a funny humming sound. Continues in silence. Yawn creeping up your spine. Fatigued, my good friend. You nod. Didst thou rideth the entire night? You nod. Thou haveth a noble steed. I keep clicking things. A tragic story. Geralt, for such was the valiant creature's name, perished in a collision with a carriage. An accursed junction, my good friend, and a failure to yield. Oh, the misfortune. His limbs were twisted by the shock. Just between us, Geralt wasn't the most practical means of journeying to Paris. To Lutetia, that is, from bearing the arms of Stilbos. Champion of the scarlet-faced Gravias, vanquished by the conspiracy of the Crystal Sage. Gravia, the word sounds familiar. Aren't they the rabbits with bow and arrows? That looks over at you. Thou knowest the Gravias? A passenger once, in costume like you. We are not in costume. We are cosplayers. I know nothing of all that. I am the Knight of Stilbos, and the Gravias are my bitterest foes. You shrug. What's going on behind your passenger's helmet? So your passenger speaks again. This Gravia. He was getting the bus, right? Yeah. Oh, it's funny. It's a small world. I know him. He's the reason I'm dressed like this. I work day and night to make the perfect suit of armor. To get him to notice me. I really like him, but I know he has another. I mean, you shouldn't cry. Not now. Take a breath. Spent so much time, so many moons on this equipment. Maketh thee not sport of me, my good friend. Nay! Not until a laugh, which is... Ride continues in silence. The passenger shift position, so does plate metal. Knight leans in towards you. The majestic tower appeareth yonder. What a tremendous sight. Oh, the marvel of it. Think it took dozens, scores of years to build it. Stop the cab. My fellowship has cometh. What's going on? Comrades in arms, my sisters and brothers. We're all going to Fontainebleau for 3 days. For 3 moons. We'll visit the forest of Brerhun, the birthplace of Throgral the Rash. He's rummaging through his armor. I know I put my wallet in here somewhere. Damn it. Eventually he pulls out money for the fare. First himself, bodily, helmet, down, damage roof, next sword. Lastly, his shield no longer seems to fit through the door. Good day, my dear fellow. Fare thee well. Knight salutes you, watching as he joins a group of friends. You recognize your passenger with the rabbit ears. Knight greet each other, compliments flying thick and fast. Turn the key in the ignition. Got me some money. Let me move the map, please. You know more about your clients. No bonus, but I got tips. I have met Grace. Bus goes by. Investigation. All right. Oh, good lord. This board needs to be bigger. Okay, retired cop. Don't think it was you. You seemed cool. Homeless man. I'm pretty sure it was a cop. Could be you. Dad was I think it's this guy. Preserve this. Okay, we got victim 3. Victim 3 known to link to the process. Never let. We got victim 1 and 2. Victim 2 had a stolen wallet with the homeless man. He just saw a dead dude and decided to go grave robbing. Police gun in the 70s. All right. Is there a save function? All right, let's just start up the next night. Oh, your phone rings and you jump. No one ever calls you. Must be Busset. Pick up. Busset sounds irritated. You there? Yeah. Listen, it's... anyone got time? Girl, it's early and I'm wiped out. So are you, I bet. What do you have for me? Not bad at all. Come give a lesson to the zombies I work with. Some good news for you. We checked the alibi of one of the suspects. You turn the board and pull down the suspect she's referring to, so it's got to be someone else. Now, lucky you are, I'm doing your job for you. Fuck you. Call you in 2-3 days. Say nothing. Proper rest. EA has fangs. Turn more wolf at some point. Babbles on. Softer, but just sarcastic. That would explain his terrible breath. Okay, I'm out. Just the one thing in mind. Sleeping. Forgetting it all. Who was it? Oh, okay. Wasn't him. You wipe your face. On the sofa bed and lie down. Need more sleep. Second later, you're asleep. All right. I gotta do something else. I cannot. This game looks fascinating to play by myself, but it also seems like a terrible streaming game. I can't keep streaming this one. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna play more on my own time, but I cannot continue streaming this. So YouTube, if this goes up, I don't know if I'll decide to put it up or not. Bye.